Another day, another video, another big video game pickup here for the game store here in Florida, Goat Games Florida. So let's just jump right into it, man. I decided to throw a whole bunch of stuff into this time. Let's start off with the Super Nintendo stuff here. We've got Super Mario All-Stars, pretty much the original HD remake from back in the day. This is a pretty cool thing to get back in the day, just having all the old NES games reimagined for the Super Nintendo, and also you got the Lost Levels. This is really cool stuff, and yeah, this is pretty much a legendary collection right there. And we have also got, what about Yoshi's Island featuring Baby Mario. I don't know why they decided we would want a baby version of Mario, but now he's racing karts and doing all sorts of mischief here in the modern era. So pretty funny, kind of crazy that they just have a baby version of Mario and he's actually popular. I guess that's just how it is. So we're moving on to PlayStation 1 games. This is no particular order. Street Fighter EX2 Plus. God, there's a lot of fighting games for the PlayStation and for the Dreamcast too. I think this is one of the 3D Street Fighter games, actually. It's looking like it. Yeah, that's definitely a 3D fighter. Pretty cool to see. Cool stuff. Conquer the world of 3D fighting. Love the... Who is this? M. Bison there in the back. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, these fighting games, really good stuff. Very expensive, very collectible, but really fun to get in. Always fun to see. And what else we got here? We got Rising Zon. I can't even read this. The Samurai Gunman. Part Samurai, part Gunman. This looks like a pretty interesting game. I've never played this one. One super ultra sexy hero. Whoa. Okay, now I'm interested. Tell me about this sexy hero. Seems to be some sort of third-person action game. Wonder who made this game. Agetec. Something on the front there. Yeah, that's the Dark Souls team, right? I think. I forget. I think those are what they used to go by. I could be wrong. Here you've got Judge Dredd. Amazing comic book hero. I never played his games, but come on, you have to. Load, oh my god, load your light gun and lay down the law. You know they had to throw in the word light there. They're like, should we tell people to load their gun and lay down the law? They're like, nah, we want to make sure we keep this game rated T for teen. We better not tell potential customers to load up an actual gun and to lay down the law. God, these PlayStation 1 graphics, man. Take me back, dude. I love this early polygon 3D look. Really cool stuff. It looks like a pretty interesting game. Kind of hard to see the screenshots, but maybe that's by design. Really cool idea, though. Just one of many games I really want to get around to trying out one day. All these weird, kind of unique PlayStation 1 games. I'd love to go back and play them one day, just to see what the heck it is. Here's Hexen. This is by the people who made Doom. It's kind of like a medieval Doom. And sadly, I mean, look, there's a lot of Hexen fans. For me personally, though, there's way too much like looking for secret doors and finding the keys and stuff like that. It's a cool game. I do like it. But man, there's a lot of running around trying to find the right way to go in Hexen, if I recall. But it's still a really cool game. You can pick different classes. Here's a strategy RPG, Cartia, The World of Fate. Kind of hard to see that Cartia there. This is a not really known about game from Atlas. It's a strategy RPG. And it's a really cool one. I really enjoyed this game. You can play as two different characters, and they have two completely different stories that you go through. And the big thing about this game is, I don't know if you can kind of see it, but you kind of summon your own army. You got these little phantoms that you can summon. And so you end up having these massive battles, and it's kind of like a rock, paper, scissors system. It's not too complicated, but it's really cool how you have to actually use these spell reagents to summon the golems and use magic and stuff. You can create items. It's a really interesting, just fun game. And pretty rare these days. Here's Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. The not as famous as Castlevania 1. But I think over the years it's grown on a lot of people. I think a lot of people are starting to come around to liking it. Kind of like Zelda 2. I've never played Castlevania 2 myself, but I'd like to give it a shot. I think this is another copy here. Yep, another copy of Castlevania 2. We're moving on to original Nintendo here. There's this OG Castlevania. Now this one I definitely played. The classic game right here. Killing Dracula. Really good game. Very tough. Still tough to this day. Still a lot of fun to this day. It holds up. I find that a lot of original Nintendo games hold up very well, in my experience. I don't know what it is. I think the gameplay was just simpler. Games were, you know, once you figured out how to play one platformer, you kind of knew how to play them all to a degree. Games were very similar, and there weren't very complex control schemes for the most part. I mean, you only had 2 buttons on the Nintendo there. Super Mario Brothers 3, 2. Good stuff as always. So yeah, I like that. Why don't we move on to the let's keep doing Nintendo. Let's get these N64 games out of the way. NFL Quarterback Club. There's a lot of sports games here, so we're just gonna fly through them. You see this guy making that like, no way, get away from me. That's me when it comes to sports games. I don't want them anywhere near me. Well, here we got GoldenEye. Man, probably the most famous multiplayer game on the N64. I only played a little bit of GoldenEye multiplayer, but I had a lot of fun when I did. I really like the proximity mines. You throw those down and you just blow up your team, or blow up your teammates or blow up the enemy, I guess. They both work out fine. N64 really nailed it when it came to 4-player multiplayer. Being able to just plug in all your controllers was great. When I was a kid, I loved having my own controller. You know, mine's the blue one. You know, they had the different colored controllers, and something like that just really resonates with kids, I find. And it's still to this day. Still a bunch of people that go around and only collect the controllers. They have like these big N64 controller collections, because it's just kind of cute, you know, having a yellow controller, blue controller, green one. But enough about that. What else we got here? Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Tony Hawk games, man. Good stuff, good stuff. We got Pokemon Snap here. We had a complete in-box Pokemon Snap come through. It's in one of the other videos. You can check that out. 007, The World Is Not Enough. There's our man, James Bond. So that's all the N64 stuff out of the way. Just brush that aside. And why don't we get my favorite part here? All these loose DS, Game Boy Color, grab bag. I have no idea what's in here. Super Mario Bros. 3DS. That's a good start. It's a good start. What else we got here? Ooh. Dragon Warrior Monsters 2 Terra's Adventure. I've heard a lot of good about the Dragon Warrior Monsters series. It's like Pokemon, or so I've been told, except you use the Dragon Warrior monsters. So you go around and collect the monsters instead. Pretty cool stuff. Hey, you see 3DS, DS, Game Boy Color games. Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Good, good. Oh my god, these two are like stuck together. There we go. Pokemon Ranger. I don't know what Ranger is. I think Ranger is those dungeon crawler Pokemon games. Super Mario World 2 for the Game Boy Advance. And we got another Smash Brothers 3DS. 3DS had a lot of hits here. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. That was a pretty big game too for the 3DS. And we even got a Vita game. A PlayStation Vita game has made an appearance here on the video. Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. Ooh, that sounds pretty fun. Assassin's Creed 3 on the Vita. I have to check that out. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. And it's got this weird Game Boy Color cartridge. I never knew what the heck this was. I think this is for like motion sensing or something like that. To help you be able to tilt the Game Boy Color back and forth. Takes batteries. And yeah, it's got to be what it is. Pokemon Pinball, same thing here. This one's missing the case. Unfortunate, but still pretty cool. And I'm throwing in this Atari game. Stern's Frenzy. For the ColecoVision. Oh, it's not even an Atari game, it's a ColecoVision game, I guess. Jeez, I've never even seen this. This might be the first time a ColecoVision game has appeared on the channel, which is saying something because there's over 100 videos. 100 videos of old video games on here. I think that's the first time I've laid witness on a ColecoVision game. And we got some boxed 3DS games here, so let's go through them. Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds for the 3DS. This game, one of the few Zelda games I actually played. Really fun too. I like that Link can go into the wall as this like Egyptian wall painting to solve the puzzles. I don't know what I liked about it. It was just a fun game. I picked it up and didn't put it down. One of those sorts of games. Mega Man ZX. Now, I've never played the Mega Man Zero series, but I know there's a lot of big fans of the games. Here, it's got a pretty fun, action-packed story. Plus, you can play as Zero, so you got the sword and all that. And sounds pretty sweet to me. What else we got here? Let's take a look. Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. Ooh, for the regular DS. I'm afraid to look and see what this looks like. Oh, it's not bad, actually. It's pretty. They really pushed the DS here. Those look like some pretty solid 3D models for the original DS. DS is another good system. Had a lot of good stuff. Unlike this game, 50 classic games. Oh boy, what is this? This is like chess and checkers, Chinese checkers. Oh my god. Come on, I'm gonna go out and buy an actual board game before I do that. Okay, Pokemon Ultra Sun. We've got Pokemon Ultra Moon. Just all sorts of good stuff coming into the store. Omega Ruby. Jeez. Yeah, I'm telling you, Pokemon games just come in all the time. Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Pokemon really is like one of the biggest franchises ever, man. Better believe it. Okay, we've got the last bit here. GameCube and PlayStation 2. So let's see what we got. Super Smash Bros. Melee. It's a good start. That's a good start. Nintendo's best in 4-player action. And yeah, this is a game that's still beloved to today. People are still going crazy for Melee. It's kind of wild, honestly. Just how a multiplayer game can be so good that it holds onto a dedicated player base for this many years. That's the beauty of gaming, I guess, though. Super Mario Sunshine. This is one I've never played. I'd like to play it, though. I like the concept. Mario's like cleaning up a beach, and it just seems interesting. It's different, I guess. Different kind of style. Even though I'm not much of a Mario guy. Luigi's Mansion. I actually beat this on stream. The first time I ever played Luigi's Mansion. Pretty short game, to be honest. Short, but really fun. Really fun. Just kind of straightforward game. And yeah, the ghost catching is really fun. There's a little bit of puzzling going on here and there. But it's a cool game. Lots of fun. We've got Namco Museum. We got Pac-Man. We got Dig Dug. We got Galaga. Pretty good collection of games. Now, this is a game I was super into. The Rogue Squadron games. Rogue Squadron 1, 2, 3, I don't care. I love flying. I love flying games in general. That's one of my favorite genres. I love the Ace Combat series. I love the Rogue Squadron series. This is just a genre of game I will never get old of, or never get tired of, I should say. And Rogue Squadron's a good one. Yeah, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. There's our boy. There's our boy Harry. He's looking right at you. Even the owl is looking at you. Fun games. Yeah, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Samus there. I played the original Metroid Prime. I wasn't too big of a fan, I admit. I'm not afraid to admit it. But I know people love it. I know people really like the game. We've got Sonic Riders, which is some sort of hoverboard game, I think. Seems like it could be fun. Sega usually makes great games, though. Sega is one of those developers that always put out a quality game. What else we got here? We got Metal Gear Solid. This is a collection. Original. I think this is part of the trilogy. There's supposed to be 2 other games to go with this, but we sell them separately. So if they come in separately, a lot of people don't have the full collection, so that's like a PS2 version of the original game. The Spiderwick Chronicles. Okay, what the hell is a Spiderwick Chronicles? What is this kid holding? It looks like he's holding a soda bottle or something. I have no idea what that is. Star Trek Encounters. I'm not much of a Trekkie, but it looks pretty interesting. Got more Harry Potter games. Prisoner of Azkaban. Oh, here we go. Super Bust-A-Move. I definitely played a lot of Super Bust-A-Move back in the day. Really fun stuff. Mix it up, bust it down. Xenosaga, Star Wars Starfighter. All sorts of good stuff. So yeah, that's the video. A whole bunch of stuff came in. And I will see you guys next time. Be sure to check out the rest of the channel and check out our streams every weekday from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. I'll see you guys later.